Hi everybody and welcome back to my channel. I'm here today with my very beautiful daughter Ella.
Hello.
Who's a bit giggly and got all nervous all of a sudden. She's normally very confident but she's gone all giggly. The purpose of this video is really because I'm very lucky in that Ella and I sort of chit chat about stuff, and so I've got an idea what she does with makeup and how she likes to wear her makeup, and she asks me for advice, and she also looks at a lot of things online, which I'm sure she'll tell you about in a bit. And I know not everybody's sort of got that, so this kind of is for anybody out there who just wants an idea about what 13-year-olds, 14-year-olds, 12-year-olds are doing with makeup now. Ella likes to wear makeup, but doesn't necessarily want an ultra glam look. She likes quite a natural look with her makeup, but enjoys the process of putting it on. So she's really kindly agreed today to put her makeup on camera, and I'm going to ask some questions as we go along, and hopefully you'll just get some ideas if your girls are asking you for advice, or if your girls want to watch somebody put on some makeup. Sometimes on YouTube and stuff now the makeup looks are so extreme, and that's so extreme, and that's not what everybody's always looking for. So it's just to give you an idea really. So Ella.
Hello.
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 So Ella's going to start with her makeup. So what do you start with first?
I'm going to do the thing.
You do the thing that I do, okay.
So this is L'Oreal Infallible Primer.
Okay. So why
Mattifying.
Mattify. So why do you think you wear a primer then? What do you remember? Do you remember what I told you about why you wear a primer?
Oh yeah, it makes it stay on better.
Yeah, and so you start putting your makeup on while I chit chat. A primer, particularly in young ladies, young boys, whoever's wearing makeup, that have a little bit of oil in their skin. A primer can just mean that their makeup that they're putting on goes on a little bit smoother, stays on a little bit longer, and if they have some oil in their skin, it's not going to come through and make them all shiny. So this one's a nice primer. This isn't one that necessarily I'd recommend if you were sort of my age necessarily, because this one is mattifying, so it is more for a skin that's producing oil, which mine does, but a lot of people my age are going to be looking for something a bit more hydrating. So you just put that on with your fingers, yeah?
Yeah, oh, my hands feel gross now.
Your hands feel gross, okay. This is going to be real, this video, by the way. Because she's 13, so she says what she thinks. So primer goes on first, and then that's a few seconds, that's going to dry. So what do you do next when you're putting on makeup?
This is fun, I like doing this. This is Maybelline foundation.
And it's filthy. You can tell you're a 13-year-old.
Look,
honestly. So that's the Superstay 24-hour foundation. I think I probably helped Ella make that decision for that one.
She gave it to me, that's
yeah.
Can I put it on now?
Yeah, no, you keep going.
Okay.
So this one is a nice foundation. It stays on for them, so if they want to put some makeup on and it will stay on all day. It's not overly expensive, but it doesn't leave their skin looking super cakey. So if you want your youngster to be allowed to wear makeup but don't want anything too heavy, then this one from Maybelline, the Superstay 24, is a nice option.
I don't know, stupid.
So I'm probably going to let Ella put her foundation on. So what are you using? You're using a
beauty blender.
A beauty blender, yeah.
A beauty blender.
The sponge, which I've talked about in a lot of my videos before. So we're probably going to speed this up and let Ella concentrate on blending her foundation. Ella has been blending that with like a bouncing motion, which is what I use on myself. Patting. Oh, well, technically we're bouncing, but apparently it's patting.
I've gone too pale.
I know, well, you've gone pale, but look, your face matches your neck, which call me crazy, but that's what's supposed to happen. Youngsters very often want to look a little bit more golden, which is fine, we all do, but we don't do that with our foundation. We don't go dark with our foundation and then let the rest of the body catch up. We go with the foundation to match our skin tone, and then we can add colour afterwards. Okay, so that's a good thing really to advise them on. Otherwise, that avoids the whole kind of line, that mask line that very often we see on youngsters when they go for a really dark foundation. Okay, so you can't, I always say this on my videos as well, you know, you can never blend too much. So have a look then in the camera and see if you think it looks nice and even.
I look really pale. Am I supposed to go this pale? I don't know.
Yeah, look at your face. It matches your neck.
This lighting's making me look really pale.
Ella watches a lot of YouTube, and so James Charles is one of her makeup favourites. Nikki Tutorials.
Nikki Tutorials is my favourite, I think.
Okay.
She like talks and she makes it look easy.
Some of them do. The way they talk is quite adult. So there is some language in there, but ever since Ella was tiny, we taught her just because you hear it doesn't mean you say it. Is that not right? There are some other ones, Jeffree Star, people like that. They're a little bit more controversial. You know, they're seen as makeup experts, but I would say with YouTube particularly,
I like Manny.
Manny MUA is another good one.
Cool.
But also even with Manny, if you're not sure, you watch a video first before you know.
James Charles is clean. Watch
James Charles is clean. His face and her neck are the same colour. So what do you do next? Aha! Foundation, concealer. So what have you got there? That is...
Is this even focusing? I don't even know.
Yeah, hang on. Focus Fix.
Focus Fix.
Focus Fix liquid concealer. Okay, and this is from Makeup Revolution, which you all know I'm a big fan of. Okay, Ella is pretty fortunate. She has her dad's genes when it comes to skin, not mine. So she doesn't have... I mean, she does have the occasional breakout. I've talked about that in an acne video.
Scary.
But she doesn't have a lot of blemishes on her skin to cover up. But she does like to conceal underneath her eyes a little bit. And as you can see, she's actually using quite a lot of product, which if you're not a makeup person and you see your child doing that, you might think, oh my God, it's okay. It blends, all right? So don't worry about that.
I think that's okay.
Okay, so you can see that as product-wise, Ella does enjoy the process, don't you? You like putting on makeup, and it's kind of part of her routine when she's going somewhere that you know, she's wearing makeup, but it's still looking quite soft and natural. So again, if your youngster brings home a lot of products or wants to use a lot of products, don't panic. It doesn't necessarily mean that they're going to have a really caked on look. There's so much out there now on YouTube and stuff with makeup, and youngsters have always wanted to experiment, and I think we need to allow them to experiment, but maybe help encourage them to go for something that's a little bit natural. So
remember,
beautiful.
I'm not doing a full face. Okay?
You're not doing a full face. Okay. So this might be a good moment. Show everybody your brushes. Okay. Now, bearing in mind that I'm qualified in makeup,
I need to blend.
and I've told her so many times what brushes work for what, she very sensibly has put a label. So that says contour brush, and that says rounded eyeshadow brush. So she's actually, I didn't tell her to do this, she actually, and this says fine eyeshadow brush. So it actually means that without having to check back with me or keep checking with YouTube or whatever, she knows what the brushes are for. So that's not a bad idea. So
under eye blending.
Under eye blending, okay.
Is it blended? It's a bit unblended.
No, it's beautiful. It's a different light. Okay, so what are we doing next?
Eyeshadow.
Eyeshadow.
Which palette?
Okay.
My Revolution.
Not so close.
Oh, that's a bit.
So there you go. Revolution eyeshadow palette.
Fierce is fire, because I'm fierce as well.
So again, you don't have to spend a fortune. If you're wanting to help your young one, try makeup, you don't have to spend a fortune. But companies like Makeup Revolution, MUA, ELF, oh, who's the other one? Really sparkly. Barry M. They don't cost a fortune.
I'm starting now, by the way.
Okay, they're good quality, and so, you know, Superdrug Boots, places like that, there's loads of experimenting. So what are you doing? Tell us what you're doing on your eye first.
I'm putting a base on.
Do you need to talk a bit louder?
I'm putting a base on my eye. A base eyeshadow. So
you're putting a base colour. So what base colour are you choosing?
I have done this one here.
That one there, okay.
So it's like a matte one, so it's like, you don't want too much shimmer because you're gonna look like a disco ball.
Okay.
In a nice label.
Okay. So that's a nice sort of soft neutral colour that you're putting right across the eyelid and what, up to just on the eyelid, just okay? On the eyelid. Okay. Then,
this one, this is
so you're using,
this is a different brush. This is a...
Okay, so that one was quite a short...
Revolution.
Okay, but that was quite a short brush, and now you're using a slightly longer, softer brush. And what are you going to go in with now?
In I'm going to play it safe today and put some shimmer on.
Okay.
Always blow your brushes or tap them because otherwise you're going to get too much eyeshadow.
It's fine. Do you need to speak up? Lovely. So where are you taking that now?
Everywhere.
Okay, so that's going over the base colour. And is it going a little bit higher up on your eye or?
No.
Okay, so just over the lid.
And then I'm going to mix it up a bit. Is that okay?
Talk up. Speak up. Speak up for the camera. Lovely.
Again, I'm going to should a darker colour. No. And then taking no eyeshadow on it. I'm going to take what colours have I got?
It's a fascinating video watching the top of my daughter's head. So what are you going to go for now?
White shimmer, which is also highlighter. I'll be using later. And then in a corner, so I'm really close.
Okay, we could do that. You could do it in the camera if you want. And why are you putting that shimmery colour in the inner corner of your eye? Do you know why?
Because it makes your eye look bigger.
Okay, because it makes your eye look bigger.
In the corner.
Okay. Do you need to speak up?
And you kind of blend it up and around. Then.
So Ella likes wearing eyeshadow, that's her thing on her eyes, and she is going to put mascara on as well. But you're not a big fan of doing eyeliner, are you? You find eyeliner a bit tricky. And that's okay. Some
I put way too much eyeshadow.
Some youngsters are good at doing eyeliner, some of them aren't. I do recommend, and I've shown Ella this, and you know that I've said to you guys before, a felt tip eyeliner is a really good way to go if you are going to use an eyeliner.
I think I put a bit too much.
It's okay, so if you think you've overcooked it, yeah, just take your foundation, you don't need to put anything on it, just take the end that had the foundation, that's it, and just pat it in there. That's lovely. It might be the way the light's coming through the window, look at me. No, that looks perfect, that's fine. Okay? Lovely.
Should I close my eyes? So do you think you could
yeah, just a little bit. Just close your eyes so you can just see. It's very soft, very gentle, very pretty. So, what's next?
Highlighter.
Highlighter. Highlighter. I think this is something that nobody can fight. So what are you doing with your highlighter?
You pat it in a C around your eye.
Okay. So right on the top of the cheekbone.
But like blend it a bit. Don't kind of just like, kind of pat.
Because basically with highlighter, I mean, you can see here, we actually want it to look more like your skin is glowing as opposed to necessarily you've got a load of
pale powder on your face.
Yeah. And that's one thing that when it's overdone, sometimes you can see a mile off. You can see that there's a lot of product packed on there, but you can have a nice, soft, pretty highlighter. And you know, it's something that a lot of younger girls will wear, even if they don't wear lots of other makeup.
Under the nose.
And we do it down the centre of the nose. That is a trick that's always been used by drag artists and makeup artists to make people's noses look slimmer. The girls now wear it just because they think it looks pretty. So have you contoured both sides?
Contour.
Sorry, I highlighted both sides. Okay, so after you've highlighted, what's next?
Mascara.
Some mascara, okay.
I need to go a bit closer to this.
All right, we will probably speed up Ella's mascara because as we all know, we make funny faces when putting on mascara. Camera, that's it. Lovely. So what mascara is it that you normally use? The one you've had for a while?
Soap and Glory, thick and...
Okay, just hold that one up for the camera, not too close. That's it. Thick and Fast from Soap and... You've had that one for a while now, and you like that one, don't you?
Since last Christmas, but I haven't opened it so
no.
yet. So. Right. This is my favourite brush. This side is eyebrows. That side's mascara. And you just have to blink a bit and it kind of just brushes them out so you don't get clumps.
Because you don't like your eyelashes looking stuck together, do you? Now, she might not comb her eyebrows, but I will show you. It's very good. So basically...
I have an actual eyebrow brush for this, you know. I just didn't bring it.
Okay, there we go. Right.
I don't fill mine in either. I'm not a fan of filling in eyebrows.
Well, you've got beautiful eyebrows. You're very lucky. And she quite likes having a more natural eyebrow. I do and she her friends know, I do just wax a tiny little bit, because Ella, like a lot of people, has a little bit of eyebrow in the centre, but she is adamant that I'm not allowed to change the shape drastically. And my mum also told me at a very early age that if I waxed my daughter's eyebrow, she was going to have her taken away by social services. So I do have to restrict myself. So, lips. What colour are you going to go for?
It is this colour. It's a Ted Baker one.
Oh. Ah, yeah, you were really lucky. You had a bit of a Ted Baker haul, didn't you? Was it last Christmas?
It was over two, really. One, I got like a little box of stuff, and then last year I got some lip colours.
Yeah, so we're not just like rocking Ted Baker as per here.
It's just Christmas stuff.
It just, yeah, Christmas presents.
Oh. This bit's, I need to look in the mirror for this.
Yeah, she's going to go look in the mirror. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so we've got lipstick on now. You have a nice pout, always the pout. So do you prefer lipsticks or lip glosses?
Lips. It depends, because I don't like really strong coloured lipsticks. I hate pink lipstick is not my favourite.
Okay.
And I look.
Sometimes you've got one or two of those like lip plumping lip glosses, haven't you? Sometimes you use.
I think I don't. To put lipstick on, you kind of have to have a full face on, because you've got like natural, then you've got like boom on the lips. Sometimes it looks like cakey. Right.
So when you're doing like makeup to go out like with your friends or something like this, you would wear a lipstick.
Yeah.
Okay. And what are you going to finish off with now?
Blush.
Okay.
I don't normally do, but I look a bit washed out, so we're gonna do it.
You've got to remember, in real life, you don't look like you look like on the camera.
So I'm gonna use.
So I would look, because you want to balance it. I'd have a look try and do it in the camera with your blusher.
Okay. I'm going to use this colour, this like shimmery rose thing. I don't really put blush on. I don't know.
Do you want me to help you?
No. Just
okay.
where it goes.
Why don't you? Yeah, you do one cheek and then.
You do it.
Okay. Right. So blush.
I never put blush on.
Okay. Look at the colour. That's it. So we just want to have.
Oh my god, what? I look like Snow White.
You do not look like Snow White.
I've got the plaques and everything.
Okay. So Ella, again, a lot of girls really like contour. Okay.
Can't contour.
But Ella doesn't really contour. She likes to highlight, which is fine. And when you do highlight and not contour, it's what you call strobing. But basically that's highlight without contour. But if you're looking to contour and your youngsters want to know where to contour, I'm going to borrow Ella's face in a minute, and I'm actually going to contour her face to give you some tips, okay? So
don't make me look scary.
I won't look you scary. So nice smile at the video camera. Right, so Ella is 13 and dependent on me for her income, so her palette is that size. I am the mama, so my palette is this size.
It's bigger than my face.
It is bigger than your face.
No, actually,
okay.
That's the same.
So, if your youngsters are looking for some advice on contouring, there are loads of tutorials and stuff on YouTube, but...
I have a question.
I have a question, yes.
I don't want you to yell at me. So is this all highlight blush? Is this all...
No, this is a big sort of professional... blush, highlight and contour palette. If you are going to contour, you can contour with any colour. You can contour with grey, green, black, brown, pink.
Red.
But you really need to you can contour with red, but you need to contour with a matte shade, because the whole point about contour is we're creating shadow, so we don't want them to bounce the light back. So I'm going to choose one of these matte shades here.
This light is not very flattering.
So, okay.
Oh, I'm scared.
Okay, so we're creating that shape.
Well, does it not even blend down?
I'm going to blend it once I've applied it.
Okay.
Okay, so you can
see
see
slightly more contour than the other.
Okay, so I'm just showing you where contour, and I'm going in really heavy, and then I will. So do you need to do that? Relax your face. I'm so scared right now. Okay. So basically, if you think about a skull shape, they have very obviously sunken cheeks because there's no flush. That is where we're wanting to get that line, because obviously Ella is completely slim and beautiful, but I'm just using her as a non-speaking model at the moment. Just a minute. Right, okay, so we also then, if we want to slightly slim out the shape of the forehead, just drop your chin for me. I'm going to come this side so we can see what I'm doing. So you can see again with that contour, if you look straight ahead at the camera, we have created a slightly different shape on the forehead, okay? And then we also take the contour to create that shadow down the side of the nose. Again, if we were looking at thinning out the nose. Okay. So those are the areas where we contour now. Obviously Ella is young and slim and perfect, but you can contour, if you want to, contour underneath the jawline as well. Lovely. Right. And then what do I always say you can't do enough of? I want to hear you all cry it from where you're watching. What do we never can never do enough of? Blend, 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 okay?
Oh, it looks so unblended.
Right. Okay, now this obviously is more of a full look than Ella would normally want to wear, but really she's just being very kind and letting me contour her. So you can see, and what I'll try and do is I'll try and take pictures of the difference between a contoured look and an uncontoured look. So even someone who doesn't have any issues on her face that need to be disguised, contour does make a big difference. So love it or hate it, we've got that cheek there, we've got that jawline, we've slimmed down the look of the nose, and we have slightly narrowed the shape of the forehead. So hopefully this has given you just a little bit more of an insight into what your average, or not so average, 13-year-old is doing with the makeup in their bedroom. Don't be scared of makeup. It's play, it's practice. Makeup is not a tattoo. Worry about tattoos, but don't worry about makeup. And what do you feel about tattoos? She's not keen, she wouldn't let me have a tattoo. I wanted one for my 40th. I wasn't allowed to have one, but that's another whole story.
I don't want my ears pierced.
I know, she doesn't want her ears pierced. I'm a very lucky mother, what can I say? Right, so say goodbye to everybody, Ella.
Au revoir.
And I'll see you again soon.